start the meeting. Someone like Toastmaster Bill walks in here, that loud, booming voice. And can you beat it? He actually did this verbatim, the whole mission statement. I guess there was somebody who asked us to repeat the mission statement, and I don't think anybody could have actually continued with that. So I think good job done by Toastmaster Bill. Excellent. The way you started the meeting actually got in a lot of energy for a lot of people. I know people are fasting here, but I'm sure all of them would have suddenly got invigorated with the way you started the speech. So excellent job. And come to think of it, that you actually took up this job on behalf of someone else. So that's really a good start. That was the call to order. Then we had the presidential address. Couple of grammatical errors, President. Maybe you could avoid that at the beginning of the session. A lack of ₹500 is basically you were short of 500, or you were reduced by 500, or you were poorer by 500. And consciousness, when you should have said conscious. So those are some of those things that you could have avoided. So that was something that I thought. But an excellent message to start off the meeting. Very, very apt, very specific to the day and time that we are in. So I thought it was a very, very nicely delivered message. You had a couple of stories in it, and I think the whole idea was the message that you wanted to convey to us, and I think you did a fantastic job on that. So an excellent start to the meeting and an excellent start to the year. So fantastic job, Toastmaster Jojo. We move on to the table topic, the Toastmaster at the end of the session, the word master of the day. I think a good job by the word master. First, what I liked most was you displaying that word of the day there, because most often the word is always on this and then the word is missing. So, but though it was right in the corner, I thought that was a good idea, a good initiative to take and do that. One suggestion for you is for all the future word masters, please, when you're using a slide, make sure that the words come in quickly. By the time the words were coming in, it was dancing a lot on the screen. And by the time, what you wanted to say, we were not able to read on that. So maybe that is one thing that you could avoid. And especially when you're doing a presentation, make sure that you're standing at the side so people can actually see what you're doing. That would probably come by practice. So if you're standing right in the middle, make sure that you give way for people to have a look at it. Move on to the round robin session. Very well attempted. I think everybody attempted the topic very well. The word was used well. Everybody felt good about talking about those intangible gifts that we received. So I think all in all, it was a very happy session. So I would say, when I think most of us were talking about the intangible gifts that we received. So I think that itself makes you feel happy that this is something that you wanted to receive and that you wanted to share. So I think that was a very good way of starting it. So I think it was a good attempt again. The speakers have been evaluated by the respective evaluators, so I will not go into that. Though I mean, I'm sure a lot of you agree that non-violence is probably the best way forward. I sort of disagree with that, but we can have a discussion on that later. Toastmaster Hasim, I thought, were you nervous because that didn't work, or because there were some beautiful women in the room? Because you actually said plant the water. Now I was trying to figure out now how do I plant the water now? So next time I'll take those classes from you on how to plant the water. Alright, I think the next session that we had was the new member induction. I think good initiative, very well done, and I thought you really managed it well, because most of the time people actually go about reading those whole mission statement, and I think you did a good thing by giving them the format right at the beginning so they could read through it, and then you just ask them to acknowledge that. So that was a very good way of doing it. Nice way of attempt, good attempt, and I think I would like to welcome all the members once again into the Dunes family. The joke master was missing today. We went go on to the table topics. Table topics, master, one suggestion for you. When you have a topic, please make sure that the grammar is correct and there is a complete sentence. Most of your topics, I would say, were incomplete, or there was something missing in that. I don't want to get into the specifics of each of those topics, but I thought all the table topics speakers attempted it excellent, and I mean, more than that, I thought the person who actually evaluated that did a much better job. So I think a big round of applause for Toastmaster Nadi. I know that Toastmaster Nadi was a very good table topic speaker, but today he showed us how well table topics can be evaluated. I think one, he went specifically about each speaker. He had points of improvement, and then he generalized the whole thing. So summarizing the whole thing, I think that took the cake away. So good job done by our TD evaluator. Evaluations, I think our two evaluators, JRT. I like the way you walked in and then you stood. We always say that when you're standing you should move. But today, honestly, if you ask me, I thought even the way you stood here, that posture, that presence of yours was so good that you really didn't need to move. Because all your expressions, your hands were moving, your body was moving, but you were glued to that one place. Just once, I think, when you were trying to explain what he did right or didn't do right, you just stepped one step back. But otherwise, I think you were actually stationed in this place, right at the center, giving everybody a good view. But the only problem that I thought you did was, you were only talking to your speaker and you forgot completely about the rest of us. So maybe that's one suggestion for you, but otherwise, I think you did a fantastic job in terms of the evaluation. One suggestion, your opening is a bit of a question mark and it's a taboo subject here. So maybe you could say the opening of your speech, your opening is a bit, when we have women in the room. So maybe if there are just men like we are always, it's sort of okay, but maybe you could avoid that. And then we have the next speaker who comes in here and says, the opening! And then he says the opening suspense. Thank God you completed the sentence. But you know what I like about Siddiq is that when he walks in here, he can get humor out of anything under the sun. First he says, you handled it very well, you didn't drop it. And then at the end he says that I wish you have an app that I can hug my wife. Now really you want to hug your wife, or was it a discussion about hugging somebody else somewhere else? That maybe nothing, probably, Hasim, you could probably tell us later on. Alright, that was the evaluators. I've already done the table topic evaluator. Wordmaster, I think you did a good job in terms of the reporting. Grammarian, missed out a couple of things at the beginning of the meeting. I guess you were too engrossed with doing the induction part of it. So I realized that you were not actually making notes, so maybe that was missing. Our counter, good job again. And I think we'll come back now to the Toastmaster of the day. So let's give the Toastmaster a round of applause first. First, for an excellent topic, a theme that I thought was very appropriate, an apt theme for this time of the year. So very well done on that. The only thing, the phone was ringing a couple of times, so maybe that was something that you had control over. When it rang first, you should have given him a big stare. You didn't do that, so it rang the second time. So that was something that you could have done a little differently. And then you said, after the round robin session, you stood here and you said, a big round of applause to all of you. And you were stationed like this. You were supposed to lead the applause. You were watching, but you were supposed to be clapping as well. Nobody was blindfolded here, so you could have done that. Besides that, I think the way you introduced the guests, you had an introduction for everybody. That feels very nice when a speaker is walking up to the stage. You tell that the speaker is a very good, talented, extra, XYZ, whatever you want to say, you say about the speaker. But that speaker feels very good when he walks up to the stage. So I think that part of the job you've done very well. Overall, I would say an excellent meeting, good food. I know I missed out the break, but I don't want to start getting hungry all over again. So that's the reason I actually skipped the break part of it. But otherwise, I think very well handled meeting, excellent. I think all the role players have done an excellent job today, and today I didn't have a lot to complain, so not very happy over here.